Hi there, Loy Machedo. Speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who is Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding? You'll be surprised. I don't know. If you know me, you'll not be surprised. The time is 3:40 in the morning. As you can see, 3:40 in the morning. And I just thought today, I finished my, studying, learning, book review will be coming up shortly. I thought I would have these sessions where I would answer the questions and doubts that most of my members of my WhatsApp group, this is my WhatsApp group. Let me just show you. I don't know if it'll come. Yeah, this is my WhatsApp group that there is. And I have roughly, how many members do I have as of now? I think I have around, 172 members in this particular group. 172, I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, so I have a couple of WhatsApp groups, but this particular WhatsApp group is for people who like to ask me questions with relation to personal branding in terms of self-improvement, coaching, whatever. So some of them have asked me questions and I thought today I would answer these questions. So this is more like a vlog session to answer questions. So I'll start with the questions that people have asked me. Okay, the first one is from a guy named Ayush, and he says, Dear Machedo, okay, thank you. Please tell me which is the best way to learn something new like coding, a practical approach. So Ayush asked me that, and my friend, whose name is Shushant, he gave the answer in the group saying practice, and I totally agree with him. Whatever you want to learn coding, you want to learn karate, you want to learn blogging, you want to learn, vlogging. It's all about practice. If you practice perfectly, not just practice, but practice perfectly. I tell people, practice each and every practice as if that was the ultimate practice of yours. For example, if you see a guy like Usain Bolt, I'm just giving as an example, if, when he practices his practice run sessions, he doesn't do it casually. Every 100 meters that he practices, he puts in the effort as if he's running the actual finals that day. And the reason for this is when he keeps training his body and his mind with the movement to precise perfection, on that day, he will achieve absolute perfection. So Ayush, I hope this answers your question. Perfect practice makes you, perfect. And keep practicing, because the more you practice, the better it is. So the practical way is actually code. Don't just read, but actually code and do something. So the next question is from a guy, Divedi. I hope I got his name right. Divedi says, he asks, after having struggled from being homeless to coaching millionaires, okay, I hope you're not calling me a millionaire. I coach millionaires, so I'm not a millionaire. Okay, are you satisfied with your life? Am I satisfied? I am happy. I'm extremely happy where I have a wife, I have a baby. I'm living a life where I can do what I like. Right now, I have woken up at 3:30 in the morning. I woke up at 2:30 or I think 1:30 or something. I can get up whenever I like, sleep whenever I like, work whenever I like. So my life actually is a blessing. In terms of how could it be better, I would say 1 million or a couple of millions in the bank at the moment would do a lot of wonders. I don't mind the money, to be very honest. Okay. Would you classify yourself as happy? Yes, I'm happy. But the drive and desire to want more or to want a better life is always there. And that is what makes me want to read more books. That is what makes me answer questions, vlogs, participate, engage with my fans, friends, followers, because you always want to do more and you want to be better. And given the fact that now I have a baby and a wife, especially a baby, I keep thinking about the baby's future, education, expenses. So, I just want to save money for a rainy day, that if in case I die or something happens to me, they are taken care of. Okay? Please give me a shout out. So, Divedi, I'm giving a shout out, man. But you should always put your details because I have so many messages. Okay, next one is Ayush again. Has uh, has anyone noticed that the attitude of Macedo is in a positive mood? He always looks like he's in good mood. Maybe the daughter, and Sarika says that maybe the daughter brought about positivity in life. Um, See, here's what I want you to keep in mind. Whenever you see anybody on Instagram or YouTube, or a photograph on Facebook or a video, people generally put up the best memories, they put up the best video, they put up the best photograph, they put up one that is with filters or that is made to look really, really nice. Even actresses, when they take a photo shoot, it's even photoshopped. The reason being is, most of us influencers and communicators like to show you the best parts of the life. Like, I'm pretty sure you'd not want to see images where you just got up and you're feeling miserable, or you're having a bad day, or your mood is not good, or you had an argument with someone, like a reality show. Like, let's say I have a bad stomach, and I have to go to the toilet and keep trying to get rid of the constipation and gas. I don't think I'm going to put this on Instagram or on YouTube or talk about it online, because not many people will be interested. And even if some people are, which I know some people are, you can even go to some websites where they actually show photographs of your poop. I'm not exaggerating. They actually take photographs of their poop and they share it. So uh, for me, it doesn't make any sense. So the point I'm trying to say is, it looks like I'm very happy with my daughter. However, you're only seeing on Instagram the best photographs and the best videos. Even on YouTube, I make sure that I have the perfect take. Like, I'll be putting up a video with my bloopers, which I'll share with you. Actual bloopers that took like, I'm going with the video and then I say, oh, sheesh, I forgot this, or I'm just rambling, or a disturbance took place. Let's say, for example, I'm doing a video and my daughter started to cry. It's so irritating, like, both for the listener as well as myself. And there was one of these videos where it was going perfectly well. I was very happy, and my dog started to bark so loudly. I could actually not only hear it in my earphones. When I played the recording, I could hear the dog barking. So I couldn't get rid through audio engineering. I couldn't get rid of it. I had to redo the whole thing. So the point I'm trying to tell you is, you'll only see the perfect sides to influencers and people who post stuff on social media. So it looks like I'm very, very happy. I'm not actually very happy, because I have certain goals, that is, in terms of self-improvement, in terms of learning, studying, education, in terms of finance, money. I've not achieved that. So I'm not very happy over there. Okay. Next one is from Archana. Archana asks, what are the 5 weirdest types of people you have met in your life, and how do you deal with them? I wonder if anyone gets more weirder than myself. Okay. But anyway, Archana, I'll answer. Good question. It's a very different one. The 5 most weird people. I'm just speaking without even thinking or scripting. Um, when you're talking weird, I'm talking of weird in a bad way. I'm not talking weird in a good way. Okay. The weird people I met this guy who was talking so much about love, about being a good guy, of sacrificing, of loving his wife. And I was good friends with him until I found out he was an absolute womanizer. He was a guy who beat up women. He was cheating on his wife. It was his third or fourth wife. And, in the daytime, he used to talk about how he's loving, caring, and how women are all bitches, and how women sleep around and cheat. And when I came and spent time with him in the evenings, he used to go to all the possible whores and prostitutes, and he used to beat up women. And he even had the fantasy to even go to, small underage girls. And I found that very disturbing, and I said goodbye to him. So that was one weird. The other weird was this girl. This was in Dubai. She was wanting to be my client. We ended up having sex. Because she was, I was a playboy, and she was very interested. And then after that, she started to reveal stuff about her life, that men cheated her, and they were very bad and all that stuff. And I started to, I normally, being a playboy, I never had feelings as such, but I started to care about her, started to, think good about her. And I wanted her to have a good life. So I helped her get a good job. With the new company, I helped her in terms of rebranding. And I genuinely cared about her, only for her to go back to the same guy who cheated her, abused her, beat her, and dumped her. And she dumped me to, not dumped me, means she left me to go back to the same guy. So I found that weird. The third weird that I found out is this guy, a particular guy. This is when I was very young. He was a really good friend of mine in the sense that he used to talk to me about life, and he was like someone I looked up to. And when his later on, his wife came down. He used to share a sharing accommodation. He was a paying guest. So his wife came down, and I respected her more like family. And no sooner than his wife came down, one day I just said, you're so beautiful and you're so nice. The very next minute, like after a few minutes, he started acting all berserk, and he went up to my parents and said, "Why is your son coming and talking to my wife? Who the hell is your son?" Complete paranoid. I mean, he was such a good friend for all these months. And the minute his wife came down and I just complimented her, he became total paranoid. So that's number three. Number four, the weirdest person was, I think, the girl before my wife, the girl who tattooed my name on her chest. She actually tattooed, and I have this video, you can check it on Facebook. She tattooed Loy Machedo, the name on her chest. We were talking to each other for nearly 6 months. She wanted to get married. I wanted to get married. She had a girl, a daughter, who was, I think, 12 or 13 years old. And I even promised her that I'll take care of her. And everything was going great. She came down here, tattooed my name on her chest to prove her love for me. And then, obviously, if you know me, I don't give any money to women. I don't like. But she asked me money to give it as marriage dowry. Thailand, they have the girls take money from the boy as, it's called sinsod or dowry, as respect. So I thought about it and I said, okay, the girl has tattooed my name. It's okay, let me give her. And she asked for 100,000, I give it to her. She then left me. After I gave the money, she left me. And she went back to the very same guy, like her ex, who is to abuse her, beat her, hit her. Apparently, she took the money. I found her through detectives. She took the money and gave it to him. See the fun. I begged her. I pleaded with her. I cried. I told her, please come back. You're making a mess. Okay, you give the money, forget it, come back. She refused to come back. The funny thing is, after the money got spent, apparently, he dumped her again. Now she's stuck with my name tattooed here. And it looks very ugly, so she covered it. And now nobody wants her. Even her ex-husband doesn't want her. And she even thought of coming back to me. It's like, you gotta be shitting me, So that's another weird. And last, if not the least, if you ask me, the most weird people that I've ever met is on every single day, the people that I meet who ask for my services, even the people in my WhatsApp group, I mean, they are most of them are retarded in some way or another. You get these guys, please help me, sir, I'm a big fan of yours, so please, sir, please, sir, please. And then they want my advice, they want my professional service, they admire me. When I tell them my rates, okay, $150 is for video coaching, $100 is for chatting, and $27 is for an email. And these very same people tell me no money, okay? They tell me no money. And then when I check their Facebook and I check their profiles, they seem to have the latest iPhone. They seem to be going with their friends for the latest movies. So you're a big fan of mine, very big fan, and you are dying and you need help and you don't have money, not even $27 to pay for professional coaching or consulting. I mean, I found that really weird. And then you get these wannabe keyboard warriors. I deleted some of them from my group. 18-year-old kid who I kicked off from my group just a few days ago. He tells me he's better than the number one SEO expert in the world. He's 18-year-old. He's studying SEO, but he's better than the number one SEO expert in the world. And he was giving me advice how I should SEO when he doesn't have a video. He has not done anything online. He's just learning theory. So I find that very weird. So Archana, I hope this answers your question. Next question from Mahim Jha. How was your experience with Christian Farioli? I hope I got his name right. If you're talking of the same guy who is a digital marketer based in Dubai, my experience with him has been more on a personal level, not on a professional level. I think he has been doing digital marketing for quite some time. He's a gentleman. He's a gem of a guy. He's a very nice person. He has been very supportive. When I started my career into coaching, he was very supportive about it. He gave me a good shout out. He gave me good recommendations. So I have nothing but the deepest respect and regard for him. And I think he's a great guy, a wonderful human being. And I think he's doing well because he has been a digital marketer now for a couple of years. So I suppose he must be doing pretty well. But professionally, I have not taken his services, and I don't think I need it at the moment. But if you're asking me a personal character, I think he's a great guy. He's really a great guy. Okay, next one is asked by this, I don't know, Ash. I don't know if Ash is a boy or girl. Question is, how to be successful without a degree? Okay, now, if you're a student, and I've answered this many times in many of the videos, if you actually check Indian education or academic education, is it worth it? If you're a student and you're trying to break into the corporate world without a degree, nobody's going to entertain you because you don't have experience, you don't have skill, you don't have a track record. So the only manner by which people can evaluate you is by a degree. And if you don't have that as well, then people would look at you as someone who's not disciplined, who's a rebel, who is just a bum. Okay. So now the question is, let's say, for example, due to financial reasons or maybe because of your personality, you have not completed a degree. Then the question is, what skill or service can you offer? Okay. And, like they say, beggars can't be choosers. So if a company has, okay, you must have a degree, otherwise you cannot apply for this job. Well, you can't help it unless you go through some contacts and connections. And so the first thing is, if you don't have a degree, get yourself a job, any kind of job, through any reference, and work your ass off. Really, really work your ass off. When I used to work as a cleaner, where other people were working for 8 hours, I used to work for 16 hours. I'm not exaggerating. 8 hours was paid. It was in Dublin, Ireland. I was a toilet cleaner. 8 hours was paid. I used to work an additional 8 hours for free. And the manager used to wonder, why are you working for free? We are paying everyone per hour. We are not paying you for those extra 8 hours. I told him I wanted to learn. And I would request him, put me in some other department, put me for engineering, put me for, the guys who do the technical aspect, the accountants, front office, serving customers nachos and chips, in the cinema movie hall. So I worked my ass off for 3 months. And guess what? I got not only an increment, I got money for the extra hours that I put, even though they were not, supposed to pay me. And I was considered for promotion. So if you want to succeed without a degree, remember, in the real world, the business world, it is your effort. So if everyone's working 8 hours, you work 16 hours. If everyone's putting 100, you put 110. If everyone's getting 5 sales customers, you get 20. So what happens is, then they see your results and nobody can ignore you. And I'll tell you, that's the only way to succeed. Today, when I deal with clients, nobody's asking for my degree, nobody's asking for my qualification, but they are happy with the service that I give them, and I go far and beyond to my clients. So how can you be successful without a degree? Work your ass off. Okay. Divedi has asked me, what are the ways to relax? Okay. It's very simple. Today, I spoke to a client. He was a director of a company, really big guy. We had a 2.5 hour coaching session, and his was the premium one, not the $150. He was paying me $1,000 an hour, and we finished 2.5 hours, and the extra half an hour he gave me as a tip. So I made $3,000 for the day. Now, by the time the session was over, I was exhausted. I was mentally exhausted. Because, when you're coaching someone, it's not just you're listening. You're thinking, you're analyzing, you're guiding, you're talking. I put a lot of energy into this, and I was exhausted. So what I did is, after I finished, I just closed my eyes and went to sleep. I told my wife, take care of the baby. And like, I have this calm, which is, I have this app on the phone, which is Relax Melodies, where I put on, they have this sound, which is like just a static sound. I don't know, they say it's engineered to be at a higher level, like you'll have the waves or you'll have the wind or something like that. I put that and I went off to sleep. And you'll not believe, I've been having for the last 3 to 4 days, because I just want to get coffee out of my system. I've been sleeping like I get up 2 hours, do some work, read, study, and I might go to sleep again. I'll get up again, I might just go to sleep. So sleep is the number one relaxing agent. Number one is sleep. Very, very important. And by sleep, I'm talking of absolute silence, total comfort, room should be cool, bed should be very comfortable, total darkness, and nobody should disturb you. Another way of relaxing is get yourself a massage. And yes, sex always helps. So if you don't have a partner, well, you can always, use the power. So how do you relax? Is it music? Any other hobby? I told you how I relax myself. And sometimes, maybe you can just switch off. Okay, what do you do when you're tired? Well, I just go to sleep. So PS is asking me the question, do you have any plans for coming to India for a talk show or something like that? I did get offered a couple of gigs to come down to India to talk. One, I obviously, because I just want to be confidential with the people who ask me, because I don't want it to look like, oh, I'm bragging. But I did get offered a couple of contracts. But the reason it didn't finalize is some people don't want to pay, and some people want you to come for 2-3 weeks at a stretch, and I can't afford to do that, especially with my brand and my work. I did get invited to speak at a couple of colleges, but then my target audience is not youngsters and small children. There was a talk of me coming to a major event where all CEOs, directors, entrepreneurs, business people were there, but that deal fell through because of the money. I'm not prepared to come for free. Those days are gone where I would come for free, do a talk, and hope I get some clients. I don't do anything for free. And if something is in violation of my brand, I'd not do it. Like, people want me to act funny, funky, just get attention. Like at a tattoo festival here, I was invited. I refused to come. So yeah, so I did get called to come to India. I think roughly, six or seven times I got called. Majority of them were colleges or institutions and companies. I didn't see any benefit of doing that. The other one was they wanted me to come for 3 weeks at a stretch, which didn't make sense. And then another one was just, me trying to be like a gimmick. So it didn't work out. So would I come down to India for opportunity if the money is right and if the objective is right? Like, I'm meeting people who can potentially be my clients. I can offer them value and they can offer me value. Then I might come down. But if it's just a college, a school, or an institute, even if 10,000 people are there, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, what's the point? Okay. Next one. Ayush, what lessons can we learn from the life of Loy Machedo? What lessons? I mean, you're asking me what lessons can you learn from my life? You need to observe my life and figure out what are the lessons you can learn. I don't know what lessons you can learn by looking at my life. And if there was any lesson that I would tell you is, the only lesson I would tell you is, you do not know when you're going to die. You just don't know when you're going to die. Everyone believes that he's going to live forever. But when you have to die, like here in Thailand, every day, there are 2 accidents, every single day. So I have always told my wife, I don't know when I'll die. If I die today, here is the card, the bank account, the keys, this is what you have to do, all the instructions I put. So I live every day of my life as if it's my last. And I tell people, live your life as if it has meaning, because just being a corporate slave, working the 9 to 5, having a shitty boss with a shitty job, that's not life. You're spending the majority of your time doing what you hate. And what's the point of living that kind of life? So I've lived my life as if I'm going to live it for the last day, and I've enjoyed every moment. But yes, keeping in mind that tomorrow, if I do wake up, I'm not ending up in debt or, I've spent all the money. So live your life meaningfully and live it as if every day is your last. Anurag asks me, is it worth to upgrade your account on Medium? My answer to this is, it depends on what your objective is. It depends what your criteria is. Okay, so keep that in mind. Next one is Divedi. What are the some effective body language signals or body language hacks? Um, um, I would just say that, when I'm interacting with someone, my body language is, I'm very aware of how I am. Like, there are some people when they're standing there scratching themselves, they're itching. You'd not believe there are a lot of Pathans who are there in Dubai. When they'll start itching their balls. Some would put their finger up their nose. Some would scratch their head as if they didn't have a bath. So you need to be very aware of your body language when you're with someone. Most important for guys, remember this: if you're staring at a girl's breasts, she knows it, because we have this, like, we look straight, it's more like a horse. We look in a particular way. Girls have peripheral vision, so even if someone's walking at the side, even if they're looking straight, they can see someone at the side. I've practiced this, whereby it took me time to increase my peripheral vision. So don't stare at a girl's breast, and don't act awkward when you see a girl. They can read through you. So the most important piece of advice that I would say in terms of body language is be aware of your body language. A tip that I'd give you is keep a video camera. Keep a video camera, take videos of yourself, and that would give you insights as to how you walk, how you talk. I even used to have people who would, kind of observe me and give me feedback. So that is how I improved on my body language. Devedi asked, how do you boost your self-esteem? Okay, wait, I don't know if I asked, is it worth upgrading your account to medium? I don't know if I answered that. But just to give, I don't know, I'm just giving it. If only depending on your objective. In my case, I upgraded my medium account. This is Anurag. He asked me the question, is it worth upgrading your account to medium? Depends what your objective is. In my case, because I try to get customers, and I want to keep my brand exposed outside. So not only my blog, I write on Medium, and it kind of helps. So to get the engagement. So it all depends on your objective. So if you're a writer who writes every single day, at least one article every single day, who reads an article every single day, and who has an agenda that is, you want to increase your brand, or you want to develop your talents for writing, or you want to network with people, only then get into the paid version of Medium. Otherwise, if you're not consistent of writing one article every day, I don't know what sense would it make to pay for Medium. Then Divedi asked, how do you boost self-esteem and get better at public speaking? So there are two aspects here. How do you boost your self-esteem? Self-esteem, I'm not talking of confidence. Self-esteem is you knowing your worth. You knowing your worth. You don't look at anyone who's rich and say, oh, sir, you're so great. You don't look at someone who's very handsome or successful, oh, sir, and you become like a small little rat. That comes through experience or through proper upbringing. If your parents have not given you proper upbringing, it's very, very hard. And if you have not been guided properly, it's very hard. So if that is not there, what's the only other solution? The only other solution is experience. As you meet successful people, as you meet people who are intelligent, as you meet people who are far more successful than you, far more accomplished, far more, everything else. As you rub shoulders with them, more of their traits will come to you, and that is where you will improve and become better. And how do you get better at public speaking? There is only one way, and one way alone that I know in public speaking, because I've been doing it for 22 plus years. You get out there, speak in front of people, bomb, you will fuck up, you will make mistakes, but that's the only way. Get yourself a mentor there, join a Toastmasters club, keep practicing. I used to speak every single day for minimum 5 minutes to 15 minutes, every single club, every single place. And I did this for years and years, and that's how I improved at public speaking. That's the beginner's version. Later on, you start with advanced level mentoring, taking video cameras of yourself, thin slicing, and observing. That's another whole chapter in itself. Poonam asks, what is the one thing that instantly puts you off, that turns you off in a person? I think I hate those people who are hypocrites. I just hate people who are hypocrites, who try to portray who they are not, who try to act fake. Like, for example, you meet someone, they're very sweet with you, but behind they'll do something else. Or they see someone rich and they act something else. Or they try to act who they are not. I cannot stand such people. Especially, I think, girls who keep showing their cleavage and then they start, you need to respect me. You need to, women should be respected. You're showing your fucking cleavage and your bloody holes and your, parts of your body and flaunting it all out. And then, you want us to respect you, like, even though your fucking tits are hanging out, literally hanging out. You want me to, you're like my sister. Come on, man. Stop being a fucking hypocrite. You want to be a whore, dress up like a whore, I'll treat you like one. And then I think I especially hate the feminists. I'm not talking of women who believe that we should respect one another, but women who, like this girl who ran Boston Marathon with her periods flowing, and she wanted to show women's liberation. So, here my periods are flowing, so, I'm liberating women. I find that absolutely retarded. Kathleen Jenner, he was a guy, because he had a mental disorder, he became a girl, and then he wears, he dresses up like a girl, he puts long hair and says, I want to inspire so many women out there. And then you get her to become the Time Person of the Year. This society, which is there, this fake society that, respects transgenders and all this shit. I don't mind respecting individuals, but this political game, this fakeness, that puts me off to such a level. I stay far, far, far away from them. And what is the one thing that impresses you? Well, the general things. I mean, the biggest one is integrity and a person sticking to their word. Okay, then we have Monan Murli Krishnan. How to sustain a conversation professionally in order to minimize awkward silence. Okay, this one is a good one, a good question. You are in a networking event, you're talking to someone who's influential or someone who's important, and all of a sudden this awkward moment of silence is there where, you want to say something, you want to take the talk forward, you want to develop the relationship, but you do not know what to say. The best answer to this is always take interest in the other person. You need to be genuinely interested in the other person and stimulate the conversation. Like, for example, if I was with someone, I would ask, obviously, the first, what do you do and where do you work? And then I would ask, okay, how many years you've been with that company, or what is the sport, or what do they think of this particular cricket match, or what do they think of Donald Trump's economic policies? I would, kind of shoot in different directions just to figure out what is he interested in. If he likes politics, if he likes cricket, if he likes, movies. So based on that, I would start probing further, and that would increase the conversation to, for it to flow smoothly. However, if, there are some people who, no matter what you say, they're just dead. What I normally do there, I actually acknowledge the fact that the conversation is dead. I've done this where I'm trying to talk to someone and the conversation is just falling flat. I acknowledge it. I tell them that, I really want to have this conversation with you. I find you very interesting, or I find you very intriguing, but I'm just running out of ideas because every time I talk, you just have a one single worded answer. So I don't know if there's something wrong I'm doing, or maybe I should ask something else, or maybe you're not comfortable. So acknowledging the fact that this conversation is not moving forward, that sometimes breaks the ice and brings about a variety. So remember, it's practice. It's a skill that you develop, and over the period of time, you become better. Okay. Poonam says, no, Poonam was just putting the same old thing. Finally, I think Ayush asks, is Deepak Kalal a personal brand? Please check and let me know. 1 minute. Let me go. Deepak Kalal. I have no idea who that is. I really have no idea. I mean, why is my phone locked? Okay, sorry. I have no idea who Deepak, it's okay. Deepak Kalal. Let me just get this. I don't know, man. Why do you give me all such weird names? Deepak, K-A. Okay. I'm checking who's Deepak Kalal. The first thing that I get is I'm not gay on a YouTube. Deepak, Kalal, a man, a Pune man who is a social media star in Kashmir. Okay, so he's apparently a social 61-year-old Dinesh Sharma. Um, I have no idea who this guy is, and apparently he's famous in Kashmir. So he's famous in one part of the world. So I guess he must be a brand for those people. But I have no idea who he is. And apparently, it seems that he claims to be famous in Pakistan, Bangladesh, but is yet to be discovered in India. So he claims to be famous. Now, when I check his YouTube channel, he says, "I'm not gay." That one which I'm checking, and he has 127,000 views on that. I so I don't know. So, man, he can just be one of those reality-based stars. So, but here's a question to you, Aish: why are you following such retards, man? I mean, people like this, you need to be very selective. If you would ask me about Elon Musk, I can understand. If you would ask me about Tony Robbins, Tim Ferriss, Jeff Bezos, I would understand. So that would show me the quality of people that you follow. But if you're following retards like this, for me, what it shows is in your brains, there's a lot of crap which you need to get rid of. So my personal advice to you is stay away from such people, stay away from such personalities. It's like Kim Kardashian. If you follow her, you can admire her boobs and her butt, and she's very intelligent, but it's not going to add any value to you. And finally, last but not the least, I have Atul Mohan, who has lots of questions. Atul Mohan is DJ Rough Dub. I hope I got that name right. DJ Rough Dub. Okay. His question is, Loy, how can we keep up with trends so as we stay relevant in a particular field? Very intelligent question, Atul. How do you keep up with trends? How do you keep up with trends? The best answer I can give you is if you read magazines, if you read journals, if you see what is hip and happening online constantly in that given industry that you have, if you're part of Facebook communities where they keep talking about what is relevant, if you have people who are your mentors who are far ahead in terms of age and experience, and you keep asking them what's new and what's happening, if you are a keen observer of your competitors who are very rich, very successful, they always try to incorporate the latest. Like I remember, I think 3 to 5 years ago, when DJs were trying to show videos as they were DJing, and those videos will change. They said this is the next big thing, and many of them invested into having a DJ and showing the videos that move. But then it became a fad and it vanished. However, for the DJs who were very passionate into this and who had a lot of money invested, they kept buying new things. So obviously that is how you stay ahead in terms of trends. So I hope this answers your question there. Keep in touch with people who are very rich, very successful. Follow magazines, journals, industry write-ups, and keep checking the news. Also join Facebook groups, and that is how you'll come to know. And if there's anything new, be the first ones to experiment without putting a lot of your money there. Second one, when it comes to the entertainment industry, does being controversial help my brand? Absolutely no. You need to be very careful where you are. If you're in the Middle East, controversy, you'll destroy yourself. Controversy also doesn't help if it's not part of your DNA, because there are some people like Donald Trump. He loves stress, he loves pressure, he loves all the controversy. It works well. But for day-to-day people, you don't need that shit. And controversy in terms of entertainment, Katherine Heigl. I want you to Google and search her, Katherine Heigl. She has utterly destroyed her brand by being controversial. She was nominated for an Emmy for her work in a soap opera, and she said, "No, I don't deserve it because women should be respected and all that shit." And today nobody wants to work with her. Her career is destroyed. She was like the biggest, most happening star, and now she's nothing. So please be careful there. Controversy doesn't help everyone, and it's not recommended. It's not something that you should take lightly, because if you do become successful, it'll come and bite you in the ass. Especially, the director for Guardians of the Galaxy. He used to joke and tweet jokes many years ago. I can't get his name. Let me see. Wait, I'll give you his name right away. Guardians of Galaxy director. James Gunn. He is fired. Such an amazing, talented guy. Okay, such an amazingly talented guy, James Gunn. He lost his top job because of a tweet that he had 15 years ago. Just imagine, 15 years ago, he put out controversial tweets. So please don't think controversy helps you. And last but not the least, how do we tackle the problem of losing clients when we increase our service cost? Okay, I like your questions, Atul. Very intelligent. What I want you to keep in mind is when you have a client, it all depends on your pricing. Let's say when I started off my career as a consultant and coach, I was charging people 100 dirhams, which is $27 for coaching. Okay, 100. And I happened to get, let's say, 5, 10, 15, 20, and soon it increased. But then I realized I don't want to be a 100 dirham coach. So I increased immediately to the next slab. That was 500. So out of, let's say, 10 people who used to pay me 100, maybe only 1 or 2 continued with me. Rest said no. So I was moving to the next level. So I would say if you want to increase your cost or increase what you charge people, make sure you give something of value, but do it gradually and make sure that you have a steady flow. One of my friends who runs a fashion brand, initially, when he used to do the concept designing of the dress, he used to do it for free. So many people started coming to him and asking, okay, I want you to design this dress, make this dress. And soon he got so many clients who used to ask him for these things for free. He realized he was doing nothing but just doing it for free, and it was causing him a lot of losses. So then he increased the price to 5,000 dirhams, nearly I think $1,500 per session of designing. At first it worked, but eventually he realized there was nobody there. So from being free to being super expensive, there was nothing in between. And he started losing clients, and he was like, oh sheesh, I'm losing all my business. So then he brought it to a mid-range where he said the first drawing, if it goes within half an hour, will be for free. After that, will be charged at 500, let's say, I think 500 dirhams every hour or something like that. He brought up a rate. So do it gradually. Don't do it just shooting up to double or triple the price, and always test and see, does it work? Even for me, I tried increasing my price from $150. One day I just thought, okay, why not experiment and see? I tried putting it $500 per hour, and I didn't get very many clients. And I kind of realized, okay, this can be really bad for me. So I need to have a steady stream. So keep a balance. That is why I give people 3 options. Email is $27. Chatting is $100. And if you're talking of video conferencing or a call, is $150. So the people who can afford 27, you can hear my baby. You can see that's one of the challenges. So you can get the $27, you can get the $100, or you can get $150. And then from there, I have the premium packages. That is the $10,000, $25,000, $100,000. So I don't get 100,000 so frequently at all. Maybe I'll get once in like 5 years. I get $10,000 here and there once every month. $27, quite a number of them are there. So, I take care of the entire spectrum. So I hope this answers your question, Atul, and good questions. DJ Rough Dub, people check them out. So this has been a session of me answering questions. I answered all the questions of my group. So I'll be having these once a week or once a month with Ask Loy Machedo. So thank you very much for your questions. If you'd like to join my group, please, details are put below. Do support my channel if you can. I really appreciate if you can do that by donating to PayPal. Go to paypal.com and pay to Loy at loymachedo.com. This is me signing off for now. My baby's crying. I need to go. Don't want to do the second take for this. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Loy from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like it, thumbs down. Put your comments. This is me signing off for now. Take care.